We be fussing, we be screaming, but you the one I wanna lay beside this evening. I'm gonna come back even when I'm leaving. You give good love and I receive it. When you feeling down, I'ma sing to you. That ring on your finger got a ring to it. That's that real love, God-fearing love. It may not be how we dreamed it, but it's still love. Can we ever sit down? Talk to me nice, I'ma talk back, baby. You know how we get
Beautiful
down.
people, we are back. It is your favorite married couple, and it's your favorite marriage podcast here on the internet. It's Make Marriage Great Again. It is Ashanti and my lovely husband,
Julius, Ahmad Rashad Lancaster.
Come on, Ahmad Rashad. Come on. We had a great episode. As you know, we are celebrating not only Black History Month, we're celebrating the Love Month at the same time. So we're celebrating Black love. For these next couple of episodes, we will be diving into what Black love is, for real, the importance of Black marriage, and why we as Black people need to be unified and putting a ring on it.
Well, come on,
and let
then.
the church say amen.
Let's dive in.
But first, what you going to say after you get off your phone? Because we're still doing that in 2025.
You know, one of the things you've been doing a lot of lately is you've been really trying to expose me.
The people know by now, after I don't even know how many years we've been podcasting, but y'all know Julius by now. He literally cannot, like, he's on his phone right now. I know Dave was going to put the camera right on his phone. He's on his phone right now. We are recording a podcast.
Can you cover me? You're supposed to be my rib.
No, don't.
You're supposed
don't
to cover
try to bring. Don't
the
do
vital
that.
organs, and here it is. You're trying to
the
expose
vital
me.
organs are fighting against the rib. The heart's wanting to jump out of the chest.
No, it's not. The
I cannot
rib
protect anything that does not want to be
play
protected.
Its position.
No. Oh. I know you lying.
You gotta play. Cover me.
Okay. Well,
y'all, we talking about Black love.
Here, I got it. You can stay on your phone the whole time. I'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Black love today while Julius Ahmad Rashad Lancaster stays on his cell phone. Don't even worry about it. Nothing's more important than right now.
Okay.
Praise God.
I agree.
Amen. So last episode, you want to go and talk about what we talked about as a recap?
No, I don't. I want you guys to go back and watch it. So that you can
get your own recap. I want you to go back and watch it and share it and send it to somebody who knows they need to be getting married. Send it to your dude who's been dating the same girl for 7 years, and send it to your sis that knows good and dang on well she keeps passing up on the one that really is her husband and get married. Send it to the couple that's been engaged for 4 years now, talking about they don't know what to do, and then send it to the couple that's on the brink of divorce because they just don't get along anymore. Send it to all of those people because we as Black people need to be married. I think I left with the thought of people died for you to be married.
Well, I think let me put it another way.
Okay.
Excuse me. I feel like marriage is a great opportunity for us as Black people.
It's a great opportunity.
I'm not going to put need to be and all of that in it because some people got their own thought processes. And I'm not talking
to the single people that don't want to be married.
It's a great opportunity
I'm talking to the people
for us as a
that
people.
are on the path of marriage, don't know if they should be getting married, dating someone seriously for all these years. I'm talking to y'all.
And I'm telling y'all, it's a great opportunity.
Get married.
It's a great opportunity for you guys. I think it's something good.
And we're going to uncover why it's the best economically. We're going to uncover why it's the best for our society. We've already uncovered why it's very necessary as Black people.
From a historical perspective. Last episode.
So I stand 10 toes down on what I said. Y'all need to get married.
And I say what I say. It's a great opportunity. I want to.
He's more compassionate than I am.
No, I want to lure you in. I don't want to make you feel bad if you're not. I just want to make it enticing. It's a great opportunity for y'all. It's a great opportunity, man. Straight
He's
up.
Such a pastor. All right. So on this episode, we're going to talk about how to navigate Black love in this modern day and navigating the challenges.
So before you do that, tell them what Black love is again. What did you say? You said
last
three things in the last episode.
Oh, I said Black love has never been about just romance, but it has always been about survival, endurance, and legacy.
So keeping that in mind for this episode, y'all, Black love is about survival, endurance, and legacy.
The big three.
That's what black love is about. It's way deeper than just two black people who said yes to each other to get married. It's about survival, legacy, and endurance. Survival, endurance, and legacy.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind as we talk about black love.
That's funny. Black love is not just a hashtag.
No.
Black love is not just two Negroes getting together and getting married.
No.
Black love at its root, at its core, is about survival, endurance, and legacy. Like to understand that when you said I do, and we've been married 13 years. We just celebrated our anniversary.
We did.
When I stood before the Lord Jesus and my pastor, I did not know that I was saying yes to legacy.
I didn't know that I was saying yes to survival. I've never equated love with survival and love with legacy. I think endurance, like I feel like endurance, I thought about love, like love endures to the end. Like I thought about that, but I never really thought about survival.
Because if you think about the machine,
legacy?
I'm thinking about the machine. And so black love surviving, like black love has survived. Not we as a people have survived, but together our marriage has to survive. Black love has endured the craziest things. And then you think about legacy. We think legacy like have some kids. Like no, black marriage having legacy. Black marriage continuing. Black marriage going for eons and millenniums and centuries.
But when you think about legacy from a marriage perspective, I think sometimes we just only think of our last names being remembered for something.
Yeah.
Legacy, setting up something for the future. And I do believe that that's a portion of it because the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. But I also believe this is that, what's the word I'm looking for? Evidence of the legacy of black love is current unification.
The evidence of black love is current unification.
Yeah, of the legacy of black love is current unification.
Oh, then that means that it's not there.
Haven't been leaving legacies because it's gotten diluted over time.
And I told y'all last episode we are the most unmarried population in the United States.
Right. The family breakdown is evidence that there hasn't been a legacy of black love over the course of so many times, or as strong as it could be, is evidenced by the lack of unity in marriages now. We're seeing the decay that we're witnessing and that we're seeing.
The decay.
Yeah, is evidence that there's been a depletion of black love legacy.
And decay is such an excellent word because it's just over time.
Over time. We've seen it diminish, deteriorate, decay over time, and now we see what we see. We see Negroes not wanting to get married. We see Negroes coming up with all types of excuses for the reason why they're not married. We see, me and my dude back in the day before I was married, and we see a bunch of pretty women. We see it's a bunch of slabs running around up in there.
Slabs? Like of meat?
Call them slabs.
Like ribs?
Like a fish. Because he was a fisher, and he would say some slabs in there today because he'd be fishing, he'd pull out big fish. And so we says a bunch of slabs running. We got, like, in the city of Columbus, Ohio, we got a bunch of slabs running around. And I'm talking about successful black women, man.
They're young,
career-oriented, young, beautiful, children. It don't
matter.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
So many of them out here.
Successful, ambitious, you know what I mean? Aspirational black
educated.
Educated.
They say black women are the number one. I think we're the top educated in the nation is black women.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just here in Columbus.
Just our city and state. It's a slab.
And it's a lot of men, in my opinion, that is not taking advantage.
No, they are. So let's be clear.
Right. They're taking advantage
of the slab.
They're not capitalizing on a slab. They're taking advantage of the slabs.
Yup.
And so they running around, they seeing them, they running around knocking them down.
Okay.
No, let's talk about it. They running around knocking them down and now,
like bowling pins at the alley.
And not valuing them
enough to marry them. Anyway, now can we transition before my eyebrows is gonna raise?
Go ahead, man.
So I want to talk about how Black love has to now navigate, and this is great. This feeds right into the modern challenges. So the modern challenge of Black love now is there's been a decay. We have completely gone away from the examples. We've completely gone away from our ancestors fighting for Black love. We've completely gone away from valuing marriage and understanding how important marriage is, having men and women living in the same homes, married, our children seeing us married. Social media is playing a very critical role in almost celebrating single life and celebrating not being married versus being married. And this is why we fight so hard for our podcast, is to show how dope marriage is. It's to show how marriage, like our Black love and surviving and thriving and legacy and all of this, having to challenge the current narrative of marriage. Because it's really not a positive narrative of marriage. Like people ask us all the time, like, I mean, how'd you stay married for so long? And somebody asked me that the other day, and I was like, first of all, it doesn't seem like 13 years.
It doesn't.
Like maybe 5. The only reason why I know we've been married 13 years is because of how old our kids are.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It doesn't feel torturous or like, oh my God. I haven't had to wake up every day and I had to make the conscious decision to stay married. No. Like, huh? Like that hasn't been my reality or hasn't been our reality. And so I guess let's sit for a second on how Black love has to navigate I guess these social now constructed norms, the current political climate, which is critical in our Black love and our social climate.
Okay. Start us off.
No, you start us off.
No, I want you to start us off.
Okay, you know what?
I need to get kick-started.
Okay, so you got espresso. You should be kick-started.
I mean mentally.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. So we could talk about racism and societal pressures. So I think it's very interesting that being Black, and we can share this story, that we had to endure you being pulled over by the police the other night, and I am a Black woman having to get the call that my Black husband has been pulled over by the sheriff's department. I've had my Black sons were also in the vehicle. My Black family is on the side of the road being searched with a K-9 unit because of my Black husband's past over 20 years ago. Like, this is Black love, having to endure and navigate this treacherous political climate.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like the reality is there are ways now that we have to demonstrate our ability to endure similar to the ways that they had to endure back in the day. It's different though, whereas back then they had to endure the fear of the slave owner finding out that they were married.
And what are we
and they had to hide. But now, we have to endure situations like the other night. Yeah,
my Black husband being pulled over and calling 3 white officers now.
Yeah.
And bringing a dog out. And this is so reminiscent of enslavement era, they used dogs. Civil rights era, they used dogs. They are still using dogs.
They're still using dogs right now.
And now they're saying that the dog is a police officer.
Yeah. What they've done is they've done what they do. What they do is they take their method, their mode, their preference, and they make it law.
Jesus.
And that's what produces racism. Racism isn't discrimination, and it isn't prejudice.
No.
Those are 3 totally different words, but we try to use them synonymously oftentimes. They're not the same. Racism is when the preference of a people they have the power to make it a law.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they thought the best way was to have dogs chase down Negroes.
Yeah.
And so they thought, well, that's our preference.
And so
what we'll do
is
we'll make it a law.
Yeah.
And we'll make dogs police officers. Yep. And that's what makes racism. And this is why Black people can't be racist, because we don't have the power to do those things. They have the power to do those things. Now, we can be prejudiced and we can discriminate all day.
But we can't be racist.
Be racist is a challenge for a Black person.
It's
and so us having to navigate present day racism
as a married black couple. Like, you couldn't have told me that that at my big age, being married for 13 years, that I would still be afraid for my husband to be driving a car with my black sons. And like there's no way that my grandmothers, my ancestors, because I'm a descendant of a slave, that in 2025, that my great grandmother who was a slave would be still thinking that her great granddaughter would be living in a level of fear about her black husband and her black love.
Yeah. Or you can't even tell me that maybe she thought that, but once civil rights hit,
can't tell me that they thought that.
And everybody was fighting for equality and all of that, and it was in the 60s. Now we're in 2025. So you're talking about 60 years ago.
And we're still here. We are still here. And my father said something the other day, and hey, Dad, he said, it doesn't matter to you until it happens to you. And unfortunately, this is most black people. Like, we don't care until it's us. We don't care, and not understanding that if it happens to one of us, it has the probability of happening to all of us.
Nobody is exempt.
Nobody is exempt. Nobody is safe.
I think though, what happens, truth be told, is we start like only pulling elements of our blackness and thinking that we're going to be able to survive off of specify elements. What I mean by that is socioeconomically.
Yeah.
So there are some things that certain black people might not have to go through because
Correct.
They're in a different socioeconomic situation.
Yep.
Right? But the reality is at the end of the day,
you black.
Your skin is still black.
Yeah.
Which means there is opportunity for whatever you've singled out that you think would keep you out of said situation.
Yeah.
There's still greater opportunity for you to be subjected to some racism. Yeah. Because guess what? Your money can change.
Your skin can't. They had your boy on the ground
Michael
in
Jackson
Miami. Now, don't bring up Michael now.
Right, my bad,
It's
Mike.
Black History Month.
You're
Now,
right.
wait a second.
You're right.
But they had your boy on the ground in Miami, pulled out of his Lambo, headed to the for the game that night.
Oh, the receiver.
Yes.
What's his name? I forget his name.
Real fast.
Yeah, him. The receiver for the Dolphins.
What's his name, David? The receiver for the Dolphins. He's super fast.
Yeah, he used to play for the Chiefs. It's just on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it right now.
Anyway, that young man, who?
Tyreek
Hill.
They did.
They had him on the ground, and people are like, do y'all know? People that are in Miami, like, do y'all know who y'all have on the ground?
Regardless of his
Pulled out of his
socioeconomic status.
He is the star.
And guess what? He got more money than probably a whole heap of people that's watching this podcast who think they got a little money.
They ain't got a little money.
And here it is. He pulled over on the side of the road.
They got him on the ground, face down, in handcuffs. Tyreek Hill.
He gonna go try to catch a touchdown.
He on the way to the game. For that, those officers are probably going to be watching.
And they could care less.
And so Black love having to endure the current, I think it's important that married couples more than ever have a plan, have a system. You should be communicating with your spouse all the time.
Yeah.
There should be like emergency numbers. There should be codes that you guys are be able to use. You should have money set aside just in case there's an arrest. Like there's so many ways that we have to be very strategic in our Black love right now. So no, we may not have to get married in secret and jump a broom, but I have to still know how to navigate this current political climate being married.
I have to be prepared for, like the legacy of my Black love to continue when I die.
Because this is what we're fighting for.
We're
fighting for our legacy of our Black love to endure.
Yeah. Because one of the quickest ways that they divide us after death, because we're not prepared. We don't have wills. We don't have life insurance. We don't have trusts.
None of that stuff.
And so what they do is they divide us after we die. And so we can't even stay unified because we were divided. All of our assets is all over the place.
All over again, it's division.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't get the house. And then we have division because stuff wasn't done right now. Granny's house is for sale. It's just a lot in that. And we're going to jump in that on the next episode about how economically marriage is a wealth hack.
Yeah.
But I think we have to we have to use wisdom right now in navigating Black love in the political space. We talked about social media briefly. I think it's important that there was a buzzword for a couple of, and even still now, relationship goals. Like, it was so buzzworthy, and everybody, and any time a Black couple's face, it was like, oh, relationship goals. And it's like, why? So you don't, it's relationship goals because you see two Black people being married instead of it being relationship goals because two Black people are married. Like, the deeper dive into why that is relationship goals, and how relationship goals culture was really glorified. It was glorified more than the meaning and the root of why Black love.
Well, it's almost like the aesthetics of it.
Correct.
Because we're so aesthetically driven, and you see two beautiful people take an amazing picture and post it on social media.
Relationship goals.
And you're saying that's relationship goals, not even knowing their relationship might be a hot mess behind that picture.
It could be, man. I think it's important to understand that glorifying that, it sets unrealistic expectations and comparisons to your marriage. And so you are never to look at another Black couple and almost deem their relationship better than yours, because there's a lot of work that goes into Black love. And I think that's what needs to be celebrated, and not this facade of.
Well, I think part of the difficulty in that is I don't think we really talk about the inner workings of Black marriages.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about the inner workings of it, then people are able to value it the way that they need to value it, and not value it because y'all took a dope picture and put it on the internet. But we're not talking about marriages and everything that they had to, because we said Black love is about endurance, is about legacy, and about survival.
Yeah.
And so we're not really having those conversations about endurance, legacy, and survival within the course of the marriage. And so we don't really know what to value as it pertains to marriage, other than the picture that y'all put up on the internet.
You don't really know what relationship goals is. Relationship goals is really survival, endurance, and legacy.
Absolutely.
That's really what relationship goals is.
Absolutely.
100%.
Not getting fly going to a photo shoot.
No.
And I'm not saying don't do that, because I do that. I'll get fly in a minute.
Oh, yeah, we have some amazing photo shoots.
But you have to understand what the marriage really consists of.
That's
in
good.
order to really have a real relationship goal, for real.
Yeah. And I want to talk about another narrative, because we're talking about division and how division has always been used when it comes to Black love. Even with inside Black men and Black women, there's this narrative of division. It's the men versus women. It's this constant battle of Black men versus Black women, and how Black men and Black women cannot be unified. Like, we struggle right there. And really, I wish at some point we could shift towards healing. Black love needs to be healed. Black love needs to be healed, because it's not unified. And we see it on social. We see it. It's in every discussion. There is this constant banter. There's this constant attack of Black. I wonder if white people or if other cultures bash each other the way that Black men and Black women go at each other.
So there's some question I want to ask you.
What?
You said Black love needs to be healed.
Yeah.
So if something needs to be healed, then that means that it was broken. There was some sort of
trauma.
There was some sort of wound.
Yeah.
There was something in there that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
All of the things that would say that that's unhealthy.
Yep.
And it needs to be healed.
Yep.
And so, like, what do you feel like are some things that have been, I guess, like, incorporated into Black love that would tell you or help you understand that there needs to be some healing there? Some things that ain't supposed to be there, some brokenness, all of that type of stuff. What are you
saying? What's in there?
Yeah. What has happened to it over time to make you feel like it needs to be healed now?
For me, the slow decay, the slow rot was it being a narrative push that Black men were not important in the home.
I like that.
Black men were not necessary.
The devaluing
of Black men.
Okay, and what about the devaluing of the Black woman?
Same. But I really hang my hat on Black men, and because even biblically, the strong man, like once you get the strong man tied down, the whole house is susceptible.
You know what I think? I think honestly, man, and this is real quick, y'all, a deep theological dive is God told the woman that he was going to put enmity between her and the serpent.
Yeah.
So that was the first enmity.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we're thinking that there was an attack on the black male.
It was really an attack
But
on
really
black
it was
women.
an attack on the black woman, and it was an attack on her mindset.
Yeah.
It was to get her to think that the man wasn't valuable.
Yeah.
And this is how subtle the enemy is.
Still doing it.
He gets the black woman to not value the black male because of the whispers of the enemy.
Or the advantages that the enemy gives, and it's not really an advantage at all. It's really a trick and a tactic to, once again, devalue the black man. Why? Because I have to keep you divided. Why? Because if I have you unified, y'all are a problem.
Yep.
I want to finish up with these stats because I think they're important.
Okay.
Black marriage rates, only 31% of black Americans are married compared to 48% of all Americans. Never been married rates. 50% of black individuals have never been married. 50% right now compared to 34% of all Americans. Divorce rates. Black Americans experience higher divorce rates partially due to financial strains, systemic barriers, and cultural shifts in family dynamics. So we lead the divorce rate because systemically,
Because we're not able to be resilient.
this is why it is so important that black love heals so that we can then celebrate. Because once black love becomes celebrated and becomes a thing, like think about the 90s, think about Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Cosby Show, where the black family was put up front. The black family was like, no, look, like this is what we do, this is what we look like. And now look at television. It's Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, St. Louis, New Mexico, New York.
A bunch of craziness.
Bull crap, not celebrating black love and black marriage. Like I need for y'all to understand and identify another tactic of the enemy, the oppressor, wanting to pretend and make us think that black marriage is not important.
And I think what's put in front of you, unfortunately, is what you have the ability to produce. So you produce after what you look at.
Period.
That's a principle.
It is.
And so we got to learn how to control our own media outlets and stuff, because what happens is we find out what we value. We value money and status and prestige. And once people learn that, okay, what they're promoting is the bull crap, people will start being on bull crap just so that they can get accepted by these media outlets
and make more money from the bull crap.
And get what it is that they really value, which is prestige and status and all of that. And so we're not even understanding the tactics of the enemy. We got to start controlling our media outlets and really like understand what needs to be put in front of us so that we can start producing after what we look at. It's no freaking coincidence that I'm listening to the music of today's day and time. I'm listening to what's being said, and then I'm also watching what's on TV.
It's dangerous.
Like there's a correlation there.
And we don't own any of those. So I think we can't control the outlets, but it has to then be a work within. So black people have to begin to change their mindset so that they're not participating in, because these record companies and BET ain't black.
But let me tell you what we can control.
What?
Give me a kiss.
No. Okay. Wait a second. Let me get.
Black love. I can control y'all seeing that. And that's the type of stuff that y'all need to be seeing.
But it's crazy because that's what I was getting ready to talk about, is what we can control is the rise of black love movements, i.e. podcasts. There's no reason why y'all are not sharing this podcast. There's no reason why you're not watching this with your significant other and then spread it. Because if we don't begin to celebrate black love, black marriage, push it, then we're not going to win. We have to become unified as a people, understanding why it is important for you to be married and stay married. It is so much bigger than you.
Yeah.
Like you are literally impacting generations to come, and the work and the labor is going to be intense, and you may not be here to see the reward.
You got to be okay with that.
But you got to be okay with that.
And I'm okay with letting y'all know that we're done for this time. It's been a great
Wait, really
episode.
quick, 1 minute. Black love, black marriage, it will strengthen our community. When black love thrives, the communities thrive.
I believe that.
It's a fact.
I believe
those
that.
numbers will be reversed. We'll do a better job as a community. Our businesses will do well, and we will affect just us as a whole.
Like, subscribe, share.
Like,
subscribe, share. Until the next time, peace.
Bye.